Ocean Drive magazine, what, just celebrated its 5th, coming up on its 6th in January. The man behind Ocean Drive magazine. Here's the October issue. Going to hit your newsstand shortly. To my right, Jerry Powers. I remember 4 or 5 years ago we talked, right after Ocean Drive started. And,
talk to you since.
and yeah, we got over that problem at this point. Hopefully you'll be a recurring guest on
like
Bubba Time. You like the name, Bubba Time?
Bubba Time, it sounds good. It sounds good. It's a good name.
5 years ago when we talked, we were sitting out in your backyard over on Sunset Island.
What a great memory.
Talking about the old days. You were here back in the 60s.
Yeah.
With,
but I don't remember anything.
What was the magazine back then? A grassroots magazine.
It was called The Daily Planet.
The Daily Planet.
Yeah.
And Ocean Drive, going on your 6th year.
Right.
What's the secret to your success?
I think the secret is something, it's not a secret. It comes out every month, and we recreate something different each month, and we let it out to everybody. It's just, I think, having fun, quality, celebrity gossip, and I think we give the best of fashion and really try to paint this town in the number of pages that we have in the community, from Palm Beach all the way down to Miami, in the best light that we can, because it's really all happening here.
What about the covers? I mean, always pretty girls on the covers.
Why does everybody ask me about the covers?
Always the pretty girls on the covers. I mean, this is, with the exception of one issue, and that was, of course, what, the Versace issue, I believe.
Yeah, it was a memorial issue we put out, like, within a few days after Johnny Versace was killed, and we put him on the cover. I think the covers are, we started our first issue and we were ready, and we had a staff of 3, and we were sitting there and we were ready to put out our first issue, and we didn't have an interview and we didn't have a cover, and we were looking out of our office on Ocean Drive and just walking around thinking about what to do, and there was Johnny Versace sitting outside having whatever he was sitting there doing, and I went down to him and I said, could we do an interview with you? And he said, well, you got to call my publicist. We did. He said no. We called Versace back, and he said, come on over. So we went over, and after a couple-hour interview with him, he said, who you got on the cover? We said, nobody. He said, I'll call you tomorrow. And then the next day, he arranged for us to shoot Claudia Schiffer in a beautiful black Versace gown, and that was how we got our first cover.
That's wild.
And that's how it all started.
That's a great story. Who are some of the other interesting people that you've met here? I mean, and this man isn't one of these Johnny-come-latelys, where a lot of these people come into town with a new magazine, come in here, they're here 6 months, and we're going to start a new magazine. Right. You've been here like since the mid-'60s on and off. Right. Some of the other interesting characters that you've met in this town.
Oh, I don't know. Back in the late 60s, one of the interesting people I met was Jim Morrison. He just
before or after the exposure?
After. He was here actually. He had a date with a woman named Ellen Morphonius, who was a Dade County judge, and he called us, and I was promoting that night a concert with Creedence Clearwater Revival, and he said, let's go out. So we met him, and after the concert we went over to the Newport, or one of the hotels, and they had a lounge there, and Canned Heat was performing, and he went down and performed with them for like 3 hours until like 2 o'clock in the morning. And so he was interesting from the 60s. From the 90s, this time around, I guess it's the fashion models. It's Claudia, it's Linda, it's Christy Turlington, it's Cindy Crawford, all the models, and a lot of the celebrities, and obviously we've become friends with people who live here, and Madonna.
Right,
and
I know
Jason.
Good friends with Stallone and Madonna and all the people, and
sure.
you also.
Sure, and what's happened is we try to maintain a friendship with celebrities, so when we interview them, there's no trick questions, there's no stuff, it's just like always like friendly and positive, and we bring them all to our anniversary parties, whether it's the Estefans, or if it's Oliver Stone, or if it's, whoever, they all, come to our parties, or Donald Trump, and, we just give everybody a fair shake.
One day, if I ever make it, I'll even go to one of these parties.
Get you on the list. We got that there.
I don't want to be on the A-list. I don't want to kill it. I mean, I've been incognito this long. Why kill it? Right. You mentioned you started with 3 people, and I think of Ocean Drive magazine, and you have to realize this magazine is huge, one of the biggest in the world, really.
Yeah, we're now distributed by Time Warner all over the world. I was in Europe this summer, and we saw it in Greece and Italy, and we were in Rome, and right across the street from our hotel, right on the newsstand, right out there, looking out of our window, we saw it and ran down and bought a copy, actually, because it was kind of fun. And so the magazine's distributed in Hong Kong and Tokyo and everywhere, I mean, and so all throughout the United States. And So it's been pretty good that way on a worldwide basis. And
Yet, I think of you guys as family. I really do. Your wife, your daughter, Jason, yourself. I think of this as a family-run operation. Yet
and the whole company is really, the secret. One of the secrets to the success of Ocean Drive is that like everybody who comes here has fun when they work.
Mhm.
They look forward to coming here. We don't clock anybody's hours. We don't watch anybody's timesheets. We don't have them. We don't know who's on vacation and who isn't.
Mhm.
And if people walk in and they say, hey, they take a day off, I say, do me a favor, don't call me and tell me you're sick. Tell me you want to go to the beach, because that's fine too. Because there's
Right.
days I wake up and I want to go to the beach. So that's kind of how we run it. And the whole company's really a family. Everybody cares about everybody. 90% of our staff is the same this year as it was last year. We add,
Mhm.
but we don't lose people, and everybody stays, and and it's just really, really wonderful. And I think that keeps us apart from other publications that just start. Since we've been here, 20 magazines have started and have failed, and the only thing I wish is they would have given me the money instead of lost it,
Right.
and I could have given them the course.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you've been through it. When you started, do you think you're going to be this successful?
People have asked me that before, and without trying to be cocky, the answer is yes, because I saw the vision and I kept moving on and stuff like that. And we started, we were supposed to start this magazine a week before Hurricane Andrew,
Mhm.
and then the hurricane came and it just threw us off for about 4 months. So was there a moment there where I felt like things weren't going to happen, like if the beach would have been hit full force with that, maybe. But I think once we got rolling, it was just uphill. It's been our first issue was 80 pages. Our next issue is going to be 400, and in January we'll have 500 pages. And next week we launch a new magazine called Palm Beach, which is just like an Ocean Drive magazine, but it's called Palm Beach Magazine just for Palm Beach County. We have an Ocean Drive magazine now that operates one in Toronto, one in Montreal. We have one in Vancouver. So there's 3 other Ocean Drive magazines right now for the Canadians.
Is the illusion of South Florida and Ocean Drive that strong in other parts of the country
Yeah,
that you can
there
the
it
name
is.
Ocean Drive, Montreal?
Yeah, there it is. And
I
yeah.
mean, people recognize Ocean Drive as being South Florida and
I think
Montreal
I
and
think we have a
New York.
Yeah, we have a unique format, and what happens is that like, it's world. South Beach has interest around the world
Mhm.
because of pretty people, beautiful models, blue skies. As the people at Time Warner said to us when they did our deal, we said, what should we change? And they said, nothing. Give us blue skies, palm trees, beautiful beaches, great weather, pretty people, and people are going to want that formula anywhere in the world.
As my cameraman Brock says, okay, he wants to be at a place where people are going to spend their dollars and be a tourist at, and that's what we have here in South Florida, and that's what we're lucky about.
Yeah, and it's great, and it just keeps going, and it happens, and the community and the civic leaders and and the whole community have been great, because sometimes I think they don't do anything to help it, but they certainly never do anything to hurt it. They're always playing ball with everybody in terms of making this community like one of the great fashion capitals, one of the great music and film capitals of the world. And the whole town, all the politicians, everybody, they're totally into it. They love it. I think they woke up one morning and saw it. They didn't create it, but since they've seen it, they've been right behind it.
And the man to my right, Jerry Powers, probably one of the most influential figures in the comeback of Miami Beach, thanks to this little magazine. Started out as 80 pages, Ocean Drive magazine. Thanks, Jerry.
Ciao.
Hi, I'm Steve Cohen. I invite you to join me for Bubba Time, weeknights at 8 p.m. on Channel 3. Bubba Time, where we'll talk to all the interesting people that make Miami Beach such a special place to live in. Bubba Time will introduce you to new and fun places to go. Bubba Time, it's your show. It's our show. 8 p.m.s, weeknights, Channel 3. Better not miss it.
Starting on Monday, right through Sunday, it's Bubba Time.